Hey up everyone, I'm your host Stef the Alter Nerd and welcome to the Zero to Success podcast, the series where I dive deep into the minds of YouTube's most intriguing content creators. Our guests open up about the realities of being in the YouTube world, and in each episode we learn more about their personality away from the camera. In this week's episode I am joined by Niko from Popgirl8 Studios, so grab your snacks, hold on to your butts, and let's dive in. Hey up everyone, and thank you for tuning in to today's podcast. I am joined by Niko from Popgirl8 Studios, and he is approaching nearly 80,000 subscribers on YouTube. And so, Niko, before we dive into the questions for today's podcast, can you just explain a little bit more about your channel and what it's all about?
Of course, Steph. So, hi, I'm Niko. I run the channel Popgirl8 Studios. My channel is a mishmash of a few different things, but mainly it is my series. Steven is ready for X's Salt. Um, these are a series of YTP videos or YouTube poops. They were very popular back in the day. They're basically a mishmash of edits, funny moments, montages, jokes I edit in. Basically anything you can think of to make a crazy, wacky video about the show, Steven Universe, which aired on Cartoon Network from the years 2014, I believe, to around 2020.
Fair play. Never had heard of this program before until I met Niko. And so, with that being said, I'll leave their link in the description bar below so you can check him out. Grab onto your snacks, hold on to your butts, and let's dive in with the first question, which is all about content creation. So, for you, Niko, I think you've pretty much touched upon it. But, you know, in terms of your inspiration source, how do you come up with new content ideas? And where does ultimately your inspiration come from for all of this?
My inspirations come from a lot of videos. So a lot of YouTube poops I've watched, especially when I was younger. Some people have made them on Steven Universe. Some of the jokes I come up with are sort of like inside jokes from the show, or you have to like watch the show to be in the know of. So if you do watch the show, there is definitely some merit in that when you watch my videos. As for other channels that I've had inspiration from, I will say Pyrocynical, like his style of editing, I find quite funny, so I can try to replicate some of that in my content. Um, yeah, no, YouTube hoops have definitely evolved over the years, and I just sort of make whatever I find funny. And if I find a joke that someone else makes, I might try to incorporate that or put my own spin on it.
And so, what's been the biggest challenge you faced so far in your YouTube journey, and how did you overcome it?
Inspiration. A lot of the videos take a long time to edit. Sometimes it's hard to make like a storyline out of content that has been repurposed from a television show. Um, a lot of the difficulty is in finding edits to make. Sometimes I will spend like upwards of an hour on like a few seconds of content just to make sure the timing is like pitch perfect, like the whole joke just like lands. So it's a lot of not only editing, but also I feel writing, sound design, like everything just mashing together to make a solid, funny video.
What editing software do you use?
Premiere Pro.
Ah, fair play. I use Mavavi. Just couldn't get my head round Premiere, to be fair. It's just, there's just too much on the screen, in all honesty. So I
Yeah.
get really confused and lost with it all. So I'm basic. The basic, the better. So I'm pretty impressed that you use Premiere, but I'm not surprised either, mate. So going on to, you know, the audience and community that you've been able to gather as a result of your YouTube channel, how do you engage with the audience and manage to create a community around your channel?
I respond to a lot of comments. I heart them, give them a thumbs up. Sometimes I make community posts. I haven't done that in a while, but I basically look at the comments, especially the ones that are in the first like hour or two of the video being up. Those are usually the people that are like, "We've missed you. We've been waiting for your content for 6 months," because I can go a long time without uploading sometimes. So those are definitely the people I look forward to seeing the most, and I'll take their feedback. Some of them are like, "Oh, we want to see this person salt next," or "We want you to do this video or this other show." As a YouTube poop. So I'll definitely take advice from those people and sort of get feedback from the market to see what people like.
And so when you are going through these comments, inevitably you're gonna, run into the trolls and the nastier side of the internet. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with all the negative comments and the criticism that you do get?
Well, the negative comments are from people who are either too old to enjoy the show or from people who are just hating. So it's not for
Oh, the
them. I know it's not for
shade, the
them.
shade.
Sometimes I'll comment and just like give them a thumbs down emoji, like boo, boo.
Boo!
I know.
Okay. So we discussed, the editing software that you use in terms of all your videos. And so when it comes to the production, what for you would be your top 3 tips when it comes to the video production process, anywhere between finding the idea to uploading the video?
Yeah, I'd say definitely gather your footage before you start editing. If you have clips in mind you want to use, get those certainly before. Have an idea of what you want to do. Have a audience in mind, and specifically when making a video for YouTube, have the first 20 to 30 seconds in mind because that's when people are going to click off the most. So that's when you want to have like your A game as much as possible.
And when it comes to your equipment, apart from the obvious, so the camera and the microphone, what would be in your top 3 when it comes to the equipment that you use?
Hmm. Monitor. The monitor is definitely helpful if you have a high resolution monitor. I don't, but it's good to see your content, see like accurate colors if you have to color grade things. Oops, I might just print that. Um
So a really,
see.
really swanky, high resolution monitor so that you can see everything as accurately as possible in terms of what you're creating.
There's some benefit to that. If you have like a 4K monitor, the preview is like a fraction of that space on the screen, so you can watch it in full resolution as your playback. Other than your monitor, I'd say your keyboard is next. I have a Razer keyboard that has keyboard shortcuts, and those have definitely been helpful. So I have a key to copy, paste, alt tab. You can set macros for different things, so that definitely helps automate the process quite a bit.
Dude, I've got that keyboard too. The Razer
Nice,
keyboard and the Razer mic as well. I've got a few Razer things actually, which
nice.
is quite impressive. But I have to admit, I really do like the Razer hardware because of the RGB. Because I can
Yes,
I
that
can
too.
program it into like my channel colors, so it kind of looks really
Mm,
neat when I come into my
that's fun.
studio. What would be then, the third kind of like equipment that you would use in your top 3 for your YouTube channel? So we've got the monitor, we've got the keyboard. What else would you choose in your top 3?
I'll give you my top four. So my
Oh, okay.
microphone. I use it. I don't use it too much, but for a couple of sections of my video, I'll speak and be like, "Hey, what's up, guys? Subscribe if you're enjoying the video, all that fun stuff." My number three is let me get it. My mouse. It is the glorious Model O. Um, I had a pretty heavy mouse before. It was like just like a Amazon mouse before, but it was heavy. And the lighter your mouse, the less strain you have on your hand while editing. The more you can just like move your hands seamlessly across the desk, and it really makes your computer feel faster.
And the fourth one?
I said my microphone.
Oh, your microphone. Fair play.
Yeah.
So a lot of YouTube creators, when they start out with the hope, the dream that one day they can actually earn money from it. And so, what would be your top tip that you would advise any content creator to follow in order to earn money from their YouTube channel?
Make content that people want to watch. I made my videos because I knew I wanted to watch them. It was the community I was in of that show because the show often goes long periods of time, like months without new episodes. So what I make is basically a whole new episode, edited all by myself. So yeah, definitely make what people want to see, and that will just naturally attract people to your content and make it good, make it better than everyone else, make it the best you can. That's why I've grown because every other video in my niche, the Steven Universe YouTube poop niche. Every other video was, eh. I'm like, what if I did it better? People would watch my content instead of everyone else's.
So, know your audience, know your
Mm-hmm.
competition, and fulfill what your audience wants and do better than the competition,
Of
essentially.
course. Yeah,
Fair play.
perfect.
Kick the competition's backside. And so
Yeah.
inevitably with monetization, it comes with channel growth as well. So what key strategies and methods have you found to be the most effective for growing your YouTube channel, Niko?
Oh, just upload. I find with every upload, I get more subscribers, more views. Yeah, just keep uploading. Definitely community management, I feel, is also important, but most importantly, I feel, is uploading and keeping the fans happy.
Yeah, I couldn't argue with you on that one. I started my second channel earlier on this month called Political Nerds. I started uploading videos 3 times a day, and within a week, I had hit all the markers to be fully monetized on YouTube. So I definitely echo what Niko's saying there. One of the best strategies that anyone could ever make is just upload content. Just upload, 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 upload as much as you can, so that, you know, by my logic, YouTube gets used to your content quicker. You get into the algorithm quicker. So then YouTube knows what your channel is all about sooner and is able to position you best to promote you to the audience that you're trying to capture in the first place. And so to me, that's one of the best things about YouTube, you know, uploading the content and seeing how it flies and how the audience reacts to it. For you, though, what is the best thing about YouTube?
The flexibility. You can do whatever you want, you can upload whenever you want, and you can make your video yourself. It's definitely a creative outlet for me. At first, I didn't even care about the money. I'm just like, oh, I'll make a fun video just for fun because I want to do that, and I've seen other people do it. And if you go even further back on my channel, they were Minecraft animations that I made because I watched a lot of that on YouTube. So I'm basically becoming what I watch.
And so, on the flip side, what is the worst thing about YouTube?
Ooh. YouTube can be a little dastardly when it comes to their policies. Um, I don't really get affected by it, but I know there's a lot of people that get their channels striked, taken down by false copyright claims, which is awful. It's terrible. Sometimes they have to throw a hissy fit on Twitter just to get Team YouTube's attention, and then they reinstate their channel. But you can have your life's work erased like in an instant. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking a year or two ago, that was happening very much on a regular basis. I am noticing now that that's happening fewer times. It looks like YouTube is getting better at all of that and is tightening up their processes and protecting the creator more
Hmm.
from that kind of BSery, if that makes sense. I would say for me, the worst thing about YouTube is their kind of like demonetization policy. So you could upload a video, right? And it'll be green. So, you know, it's advertiser friendly, everything's Gucci. Niko knows exactly what I'm saying here because he's
This has
already
happened to me.
smiling. He already
I have a
knows.
great story for this.
He already, well, hang on a minute then. We'll stay tuned for that. So you upload the video, it's green, everything's Gucci. And then like 10, 15 minutes later, YouTube changes its mind and then it'll yellow it. It'll yellow $ your video, which means then that the ads are limited. They might as well demonetize the video at that point because then, as a YouTuber, you're not making any money from it whatsoever. And you're there thinking, YouTube, why did you change your mind? You then go in to request a manual review and they could take days to then come back and be like, yeah, you're Gucci, not a problem. I literally had one yesterday on my second channel. I uploaded it. It was yellow after I had released it. I think like 20 minutes later, they changed it to yellow. And so I'm like, okay, manual review it. I didn't get notification that they were like, yeah, your video's Gucci. It's fully monetized now until like 24 hours later. About half an hour ago, to be exact. I get the email saying, yeah, your video's Gucci. It's advertiser friendly. We've changed it for you on the video. I'm like, 24 hours later? Like, dude, that video's done now. What the hell? But yeah, what's your story about that, Niko?
Yeah, I uploaded, it was my most popular video. It was Steven is ready for Homeworld Salt. Um, Ended up getting about 10 million views over the course of like 5, 6 years now. Um, It's crazy. So yeah, the first okay, so my content is a lot of like evergreen, which I refer to as content that gets the majority of its views not in the first 24 hours. So for a channel like you, Steph, you would get the majority of your views in the first day. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Yes. So of that 10 million, and when you're a smaller channel, YouTube can sometimes take a moment to like test your video, see if it'll do well in the algorithm before it pushes it. I had maybe like 10,000 views in the first hour. No, the first like day. Like it wasn't a lot, but I uploaded the video to YouTube, left it in the drafts for a couple hours. It was monetized, all good to go. I upload it, and a couple hours later, it gets demonetized. I then go through the process of taking the video and splitting it into two parts, and then uploading each part privately and seeing which part gets demonetized.
It's an absolute rigmarole, isn't it?
Hmm. And I kept the titling the same. So I uploaded it into two parts. I'm like, well, that doesn't work. So I split it into two more parts each. So now I have four different videos uploaded onto YouTube, and they all get demonetized. I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with this? I split it again. I get lazy with the naming. I just type in like ASGFJ, like random letters on my keyboard into the title, and they get monetized. So I go back to the original video and change the title, and it gets monetized within like a minute. So I'm like, it is the title.
Yeah. They can demonetize a video for anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be the actual content itself. It could actually be the SEO, the title. It could be something in your description bar. It could be something even in your tags. I mean, when I'm doing a video and, it's about murder or, something horrific, um, in the description bar, if there are any, let's say, trigger words like that YouTube somehow finds offensive and will demonetize you on, I kind of star those words out
Yeah,
so that they're not actually there, if that makes sense. And that's how I'm able to largely bypass the whole problem of YouTube essentially demonetizing any of my videos. Have you found, let's say, a workaround to ensure that that doesn't happen to you again?
I've completely. It was just that one video. I had to change the title. I could not for the life of me figure it out. But from what I believe, of the of the two words I did change, the character's name is White Diamond, and I changed that to Homeworld. So one of those two words YouTube isn't quite fond of. I can't imagine it's Diamond. I mean, maybe it is, but yeah, I'm
Maybe
just as
there's
confused
just
as you
some
are.
very, very weird kind of insane, like meaning behind maybe the term white diamond.
That's just the character's name,
Oh,
as far as I know.
I know, but I wonder, maybe in the after show we should go on like Urban Dictionary and
Mm,
see if there's like some kind of insidious meaning behind the term white diamond.
yeah,
Oh, okay. This thing writes itself. Guys, stay tuned because there will be the Zero to Success after show with Niko from Popgirl8 Studios. That's it for this episode, though, for the main podcast for Zero to Success. Thank you so much to Niko for joining and allowing me to pick his brains. Like I said, stay tuned for the Welcome to Zero to Success after show because, yeah, let's dive into this whole white diamond situation, okay? Let's consult Dr. Urban Dictionary and let's see what they've got to say about it. Do make sure on your way out you subscribe to Popgirl8 Studios. I'll ensure the link is in the description bar below. Also, make sure you subscribe for more podcast shows here at Zero to Success. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate all your faces. Until the next time, you guys. Laters.